Hello, hello, and welcome back to Shadow Space. I am joined by my wonderful players. I'm just gonna go in the order of how you're all lined up on the top. We are joined by, Veneer playing Seth. Please introduce
Hi.
yourself. Okay.
Hi, it's me, Veneer. I play Seth, and he loves bacon, very much so. And he's gonna punch a bitch.
Tristan has Barbara.
Hi, I'm Barbara the Barbarian. I play the bitch.
I was gonna say Tristan as the bitch. That's a star point. That's a star point.
Fuck yeah.
So, Tristan, are you implying that Seth is gonna punch Barbara, aka she's the bitch?
Probably.
No.
That was the joke.
Also, if my voice sounds scratchy at all or anything, I'm recovering from cold and I'm gonna try and not cough. Jade as Torian.
Hello, I'm Jade as Torian, and I hope I don't have to dissect any more people while we're in this city.
Atomic Squid as Max.
Buenos dias, Mendy.
You'd think Atomic Squid would be the sci-fi character, and Max would be the real life name.
Yeah. And then Doodle as
Bubbles.
yeah, Bubbles.
Hopper.
Bubbles.
So previously Hopper was kidnapped. And Hopper's fine. Hopper's definitely not likely going to be gone for several more sessions after the events of for those of you on YouTube, as of yet to air side session where I explored what happened to Hopper.
Because while you said that, go on.
Hopper's definitely not in a semblance similar to dead, but hard to define because robot. Who did that?
Okay. Sorry, that was me. I had to do that.
I can't believe Veneer farted.
I didn't fart it.
That's a star point. I was not ready for the fucking vine boom.
Listen, the fact that you told about the death and whatever me. Hi.
That made me laugh so hard that my throat hurt. My already hurt throat. Oh, Jesus. That's so fucking funny.
I completely missed that.
Oh, the fucking vine boom. But yes, so, as we open up, it's, it's been enough time for everybody to get some rest, and Seth and Max are, and on the topic of some rest, I should give, Seth the sleep token back.
Yes.
Yeah, you've all had some time to rest, and Seth and Max are being released from the jail with Torian.
For good behavior.
Yeah, because they basically, like they said, they just... or actually... before you're let out, Dr. Keith comes into the, Professor Keith. Professor Keith walks into the room and looks at the two of you. He just walks in the room silently. Do you guys say or do anything?
He's gonna look at him.
I like how Dr. Keith isn't even his name, but it just stuck.
Listen, you guys named him Keith, so now he's Keith.
Yes. Named after the wonderful voice actor, Keith Davidson.
It's just Keith David.
Unless
Unless you're talking about Keith David's son.
Oh. No, Keith David, that's what I meant.
Words. Yeah,
Veneer.
they look to the two of you and they're like, I hope you can forgive me for what I did to your friend.
think I'll forgive you for that?
He lets out a sigh, and he's like, they are threatening to destroy the entire city if we didn't give them up. And on top of that, we've also been offered the weapons needed in order to sway the war.
You think that would fix anything? Wait until things bite you in the ass and cause even more trouble on you.
Would you have rather we allowed the entire city's hall to be breached? Unlock the cell. Sir, are you sure? I knew that I knew you would fight me on the point or you would fight me too much on it. It was easier to give up your friend. The guard goes over and unlocks the cell. That being said, I would like to talk with you more, as he looks at Max. Hello?
Yes.
He said, "What do you want?"
No,
he said it so quietly gruff.
Oh, I did not hear that.
Yeah, that's what he said it quietly gruffed.
I did do that.
I believe you and I have something in common.
And what would that be?
We've both had a similar experience with raw shadow matter. And he motions like do you want to walk and talk kind of motion.
I'm sorry. There was a question statement made in your chat, sir.
What?
One with books and smiles saying, whoever sees this, could I get everyone's pronouns, pretty please? I don't want to accidentally misgender anyone. And oh God, don't shoot says she better be fine or I'm going to burn something down.
Yeah, I saw those. And I appreciate you answering the pronouns question
back.
for everybody, so I'm going to give you a star point for that, Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was going to put Fishing as man dude, but I wasn't sure if that was appropriate.
Yeah. Tristan as man dude.
Yeah.
I believe Tristan's pronouns are Giga/Chad.
Okay.
Is that accurate, Tristan? Oh wait, he left.
Yes.
What happened?
But yeah, so are you gonna follow Keith, Max?
He is, but he's not happy about it.
Are you gonna follow as well, Seth, or are you gonna go do your own thing? Veneer?
Huh?
Are you gonna follow Dr. Keith as well? They only motioned for Max to follow, so it's entirely optional on your end.
Actually, no, he wouldn't follow because he's just gonna look at Max very, weird looking. By the statements that person said, by the way.
I'm reacting to everything. The audience is just, the people the people in the town, the peanut gallery. Torian, are you gonna follow?
I think Torian's probably gonna stay with Seth.
Alright, so what are Seth and Torian gonna do real quick before I follow that scene?
There isn't really much he's gonna do other than he's gonna just look at Max, and say quietly, what does he mean by you? So, I can't English.
You've had a similar. They've had a similar experience with shadow matter.
Yeah, that's what he's Something like that. There you go. I can't English today.
I'm curious about that too. Is this something that Max ever told you about?
I don't remember anything that Max told me about that.
Well, one way or another, I'm about to find out.
Are you two gonna go look for Barbara?
Well, is the prison guard gonna let me leave?
Oh yeah, no, the two of you just got let out.
Yeah, he will step out, and I guess he will go find Barbara with Torian.
All right.
But he's still gonna look over back at Max again and just giving him a look, and then not really saying much.
So the two of you are looking for Barbara. Meanwhile, Max, you're being led by, or you're leading, Words. Are you following Dr. Keith?
Yes.
It's rare to find somebody who's been shadow touched and hasn't lost their mind.
What are you talking about? He's with us. He's fucking crazy. Sorry.
Were you gonna say something? Sorry, go. What did you
Max.
say, Max?
Max was just saying I've seen a thing or two. I know how to control myself.
What gifts were you given?
Let's just say gravity is an old friend of mine. 2 turtle doves.
I'm sorry that I had to use my ability on you and your friend.
You could have cooperated with us. Instead, you kind of put them on a silver platter and handed them over.
I had to think quickly on what would help my people the most.
I'm not saying your people aren't worth protecting, but what I'm saying is, in the process of protecting your people, you screwed us over.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yes, but
Or
now
the
you're
one.
relying on the need of the few.
Sorry, what was that, Max?
And then Max was just replying saying, well, now you're relying on the need of the few.
I'm gonna slightly turn you up.
Oh, am I too quiet?
Yeah, I just turned you up on my end.
Okay.
Sorry, so can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah. Well, now you're relying on the need of the few. And that's kind of important in this kind of situation.
Wait, now you're relying on the need of the few? Is that what you said?
Relying.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what it is you're about to show me. I can give a number of guesses and still be right or wrong. But whatever it is, it better lead to our friend, or there's going to be some problems.
Honestly, I was hoping to just talk with you.
Alrighty.
I wonder, have you heard the voices as well?
What voices?
Then you haven't.
No.
I sometimes wonder. He looks off and he sort of like puts his hand on his face and sort of like pulls down at his cheek, stretching his eyelid a little. Just sort of like looking into the distance as he's doing this. If the particles have had too much of a negative effect on my mind. I've heard many other shadow touched that I attributed as being insane claim that they could hear voices speaking to them. But I've begun to hear them as well.
What do these voices say?
That's the strange thing. They're not saying anything. They're voices, but not words. It's like a consciousness connecting. It makes me question how mad the other shadow touched really were. I consider myself a sound and rational man. But now this new feeling I've been experiencing, It's hard to explain. Sometimes I worry that I am losing myself. And that's why it's important for me to finish this battle now, before things get worse.
Thing about wars that I've come to at least known is that wars never really die easy.
Yes, but your friends have, your friends have come into an agreement. Something that I'm sure will work out quite well.
Maybe at first.
I think it'll work out beautifully. But you can ask your friend about that if you're curious. But I was wondering, when did you come into contact with dark matter?
To be honest, I don't really remember too much. I've been around long enough that I've moved around a lot of places, and my memories are still a touch and go kind of situation.
He nods. I was working in a lab. We were expressly experimenting with exactly this concept. Granted, it's something that was considered highly illegal by the trade union, but the company I was working for at the time was willing to take the risk. Seeing if we could specifically trigger the transformation of Shadow Touch within a living creature.
Hold on 1 second.
You gotta step away?
Yeah, I'm being asked to be pulled away. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, we'll cut to the others for the moment then. So Torian and Seth, you're gonna find, or you're, excuse me. You go off to find Barbara,
Yes.
which you, after a little bit of searching, you will all bump into each other. You know, you ask some people, they point you in the direction. Barbara, what do you do when you see Torian and Seth? Oh, is Tristan not here?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
So what is Barbara doing right now?
I mean,
You said there was a time skip. How long was the time skip?
enough time for you to rest and think on things and do whatever you had to do.
Get your nails done. Get your hair did.
Oh no, she hasn't done any of that. I guess Barbara was resting at this point, and so she's just like lying awake, you know, with the remote detonator thing that Dr. Keith gave her, and has just been staring at it like while lying on her side, just like flicking the safety on and off, on and off. So she doesn't really like
You don't
really
initially
react.
notice them.
Yeah, or if she does, she doesn't really say anything.
All right, what do you two do when you see Barbara?
Well, what's Torian
morning,
gonna do
Barbara.
first?
I'll probably from the entrance from where we see Barbara, just say, "Well, good morning, Barbara."
Oh, hi, Torian.
Hello,
Did you-
Barbara.
Beth?
Still be happy to know that Max and Seth are out of their cell, or out of the cell successfully. I believe
That's good.
Max's. Indeed, yes. I believe Max is having a conversation with our dear friend Dr. Professor Keith right now.
Ah, good. The sooner he can finish, the sooner we can get back to trying to find Hopper.
Hopefully. I don't want to stay here too long or else something's gonna happen.
Dun, dun, dun.
Indeed.
I'm open to suggestions.
You guys hear the sound of gunfire in the very, very distant. Likely the front lines of the battle erupting up again somewhere.
Oh dear.
Robert continues flicking the trigger.
What is that you got there?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
This is the remote detonator to an EMP. One that could potentially wipe out the entire cyborg army.
They just gave you that, or did you found it?
The doctor gave it to me.
Why did they give you that?
Oh.
It was the only way I could ensure your freedom.
They did not specifically give that as a stipulation of them getting released.
So why did they give it to me?
He basically said that it was a way that the war could be ended quickly, and was asking if you were willing to, transport the EMP because you are now a new neutral party who's been on both sides of the battleground. So, in theory, the cyborgs don't know yet that you are friends with the splicers. So you could potentially transport this thing through without them questioning it.
Yeah, I know, but I thought, I know they weren't going to help us, try and find Hopper. So what was,
you need their help with, the Geno soldiers. That's what the whole thing was. They're like, hey, we can't help your friends until this war's over.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay.
That's right.
We've cut to the others. We'll go back to you in a moment, Max.
Yeah, take a jump.
Seth is gonna be like.
And we need the genome soldiers to save Hopper, I guess.
Yeah. So because he's basically said that while this war is going on, he can't genetically alter all of those people because he needs the resources and energy to help his people during the battle. Or during the war, But if you can end the war, he'll help all your friends, no charge.
He's gonna look at Barbara and be like, by this point, is it really worth it to do all of this? They could just have their own place instead of trying to incorporate it into whatever society they're going to be rejected to.
You know what, Seth? I never wanted this. Okay? I don't want to kill people. Alright? Believe it or not. I just want to help my friends. That's all.
I understand that you want to help your friends. I just want Hopper back. I'm just pissed that they did this to her. They did dirty. And they think that getting rid of a bunch of cyborgs is gonna do anything about it. It's hard for me to trust them now. Who knows, they could probably fuck this over willy-nilly now. Am I wrong?
No.
I don't see a scenario in which helping either the cybers or the splicers win the war will not lead to, at any point down the road, another war.
Honestly, I just would rather let the two parties die. I don't give a shit about them by this point. The fact that they went to go take our crew member away from us, that's enough to pretty much make me go against them.
But what about Trampy? After everything that he and their friends did, after everything the genome soldiers did for us, we owe them this. And we need them to save Hopper.
Are they gonna end up helping Hopper? Because it feels like to me, with this whole situation, I feel like we're just gonna get fucked so many times. Like, after all this, where they're gonna go? Do we have even enough room in our ship? Because we can barely fit any people here. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to Trampy. I'm trying to be as realistic as possible.
I just want to make things right.
And I understand you want to make things right. I want to make things right too. But if people are gonna fuck us over, are they really worth our help by this point? We can find another way to help Trampy out and his people out. But is this the way to go?
Oh, really? Are there any other genetic surgeons in the area? Do you know any? Do you have any in your contacts?
I don't, but there's probably maybe other ways. I mean, what is giving them a genetic alter gonna do? What is their lives like before all this?
They were experimented on, sold to be cannon fodder for entertainment.
Yes, but by them being genetically altered, right? And their whole life is like that, how they're going to be integrated into society?
They'll
Who's
have
gonna help
rights. They'll be considered human.
Are they going to help them? Are they going to actually help them and give them the proper not medication, sorry. I meant education and welfare that they need?
Why not? They'll be human.
They'll be human, but they'll have lack of education because no one's not going to help them.
Well, do you have any other ideas? Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm the only one with a solution. I waved the trigger around in his face.
So by killing a bunch of cyborgs, is this going to be necessary to help? Who knows? Maybe this doctor guy is gonna fuck them over yet again. I mean, I seen him. What was it? Was the pulsars with the doctor? Brian.
Wait, what's the question?
Was the pulsars by the doctor? I'm just trying to remember.
You've seen the pulsars. You saw some pulsars in, like, back areas here, clearly giving equipment to these people.
If they're working with that specific group, what do you think that they're gonna do? Do you think they're honestly gonna help a lower level person?
I don't know. And believe me, I'm the last person to trust a doctor.
With this, we're gonna briefly cut back over to Max and Keith. So Max, you and Dr. Keith are sort of like you're in the you guys have made your way to sort of the wall of the city and are like on a slightly elevated place where you can look out at the entire city as you're having this conversation. Because, you know, like, it's the domed cities, and so the domes of the walls of the dome have, like, walkways and buildings built into them. And as he's looking out, he's like, he had, when we left off, he had asked where you, or when you came into contact with the shadow matter, and you told him you couldn't answer. He starts explaining, he was explaining that he's part of a group of people who are directly researching the effects of people coming into contact with shadow, or living creatures coming into contact with shadow matter. He's like, we had a special device we had created. It was similar to how a shadow drive works. How you rip the entire ship through into the shadow dimension, or into shadow space. But instead, it sort of ripped the area around it from shadow space into our world, creating a pocket of shadow space right here in our reality. We would expose rodents, dogs, insects to it, and always the creatures would be vaporized. And one day, as I was cleaning the room after a test, something went wrong, and the device was activated.
In other words, you were enveloped by this shadow matter.
It's worse than that. I was carrying the device, holding it in my very hands. So when it opened up the pocket of shadow space in our reality, it ripped it open directly on top of me. But the effect it had was a strange one. See, we hadn't realized, at the same time as we'd been opening up a bubble of shadow space in our world, we were opening up a bubble of our world in shadow space. And that's where I went. I saw it. Raw, undiluted shadow space. Not behind glass, not behind a screen. In front of my eyes. It's beautiful. When I came back, I had the abilities I had to use on you previously.
In other words, you got the full dose and the full package.
He nods. Forgive me, I haven't explained what my powers are. He begins walking with you again. As he starts walking, he starts pulling up a tablet he has, and clearly he's messaging and talking with other people, but that's not unreasonable considering he's more or less the leader of an army right now. But as he starts walking, he's like, my ability, I gained the ability to directly alter somebody's genetic coding. It's a very, very careful thing I have to play with. For a while, everybody I went near, just looked at, turned into mush. I was spaghettifying people. I killed everybody in the facility I worked in, unintentionally, without knowing how my powers worked.
Interesting.
A lesser man likely would have gone mad. I imagine it's why most shadow touchers do. I can only imagine what it was if you and Gravity are acquainted, as you said. I can only imagine how bad it was when you were first learning to control your abilities.
All I remember is just being on the run constantly, between the pulsars and a number of people that just wanted to tempt fate.
As soon as I learned to control my abilities, I ended up finding my way here to Bibble. And I quickly began using my powers in order to help the sick and the needy. I also repressed a lot of my own memories using my ability in order to help me hold myself together better.
I'm leaving. I'm keeping Junior here. For the baby. I'm gonna leave this back though.
Sorry.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem. But he starts walking. He's like, it's a shame that a war like this has to happen. If it was any other people, I could simply stop them in their tracks, turn off their turn off the blood flow going to their brain and knock them unconscious, like I did with you and your friend. But these cyborgs, the way they've removed their humanity, changed what they are, They're a threat that I can't handle. Not easily, at least.
So I'm assuming that you need our help to an extent.
Oh, well. Actually, your friends have already offered to help. And he motions over, and it turns out as he started walking again, he led you over to Barbara. So, right where your guys' conversation left off, Max and Dr. Keith show up. Gentlemen, ma'am.
And I'm just finishing my argument. And I just need Torian to carry it.
And so you guys, but you then hear him, or Miss Barbara here, and you look up and you see Dr. Keith has shown up.
What do
with
you
Max. I was hoping that you've given some thought to what we discussed and are willing to help me with the plan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I taking too long to decide whether or not I'm committing genocide?
I've told you, it's not genocide. We'll deactivate their cybernetics, and then we'll be able to begin treating their biological fallacies.
Oh yeah? How long do you think a brain in a jar is going to last without life support? As someone who's actually talked to them, I actually know that a lot of them rely on their technology in order to survive. Which I'm sure must make you very happy to hear.
He is glaring at the doctor, by the way.
I don't think I've gotten a chance to fully show you the help that I'll be able to give them. And since I've spoken with your friend Max here, and well, now that I know that your group won't judge me for this, since you already have a friend like myself, allow me to show you what I can do. And he's been like typing on a tablet, and some people come over, and one of them holds up a little like animal carrier to him, and he opens it up and he pulls out a chinchilla. Are you familiar with the concept? Are you familiar with the concept of shadow touched?
Are we?
That's a good question, are we?
I think I've told you all loosely about it.
We encountered the guy in the floating thingy where Trampy and the others came from. Remember the flesh guy?
Yeah, you are all familiar with shadow touch. So to reiterate, a shadow touched is a person who became directly exposed to shadow matter, which most of the time completely eviscerates and vaporizes all living matter. But very, very rarely people come out the other side of it with unique, like, reality bending abilities, fourth dimensional powers that break the laws of physics as we know them. And most of these people go horrifically insane, and because of this, there's sort of a galactic witch hunt for them. They are widely viewed as a dangerous thing that needs to be gotten rid of if they are ever found to exist.
Okay, so Barbara's probably been sent to kill some in her time.
The guy you found the bottom of the Lazarus was a shadow touched.
Okay, so that's a yes.
He's like, you're familiar with the concept of shadow touched, correct?
Yes.
And then the chinchilla in his hand it just bursts into a bunch of like sinewy red tendrils that writhe around in his hand and are like flailing all over, and then restructure in his hand, and he's holding a shrew.
I'm gonna tell PETA what you've done. I'm reporting you to PETA.
He just, before your very eyes, turned the chinchilla into a shrew.
He's
And
horrified by it.
and then he puts it inside of the container. I became exposed to shadow matter a point in my past. As a result, I am capable of re-engineering things on a genetic level unlike anybody else. I've kept this hidden from most people. Only slowly revealing it, or usually playing it off as me just being a particularly skilled doctor within this, the art of splicing. Playing out my treatments much slower than they actually take me to do. But when this war broke out, I began revealing my ability to many more of the people here on this side. And it's what led me to becoming the leader of our faction. But using this ability, I can instantaneously cure the cyborgs.
He's just gonna look at him and like... So you had this ability all this time?
Yes. It's how I was able to knock you and your friend unconscious.
I can't help but notice that you seem to have something against asking permission. You didn't ask the chinchilla. You're definitely not going to ask those cyborgs whether or not they want to be changed. And you certainly didn't ask me yesterday when you tried to take away my arm and replace it with some monstrosity.
You're not a very good doctor.
Not to mention, too, if you had this ability, couldn't you just won the war by modifying the people around you into super soldiers by that point? Because you don't seem to care, so why?
Well,
why you don't do that?
If you'll allow me to answer the question, to start with your question, he turns to Seth. It takes a lot of energy for me to do this. That action alone that little show I did for all of you alone was a lot. Most of my energy is spent healing the sick and treating those who are injured. To completely restructure a person, would take a lot of energy, and turning someone to a super soldier, well, there's a lot of ways you can interpret a phrase like that. I have aided a lot of my soldiers, or a lot of the soldiers, increasing their strength, their durability, their physical resistance. But there's only so much you can do to keep up with machines. As far as the issue of them consenting, looks to you, Barbara. With you, I was merely getting a little eager to aid somebody who I thought could use my assistance. But I present to you this power now to let you know that when we activate the EMP, we will as soon as we get your signal, we will send our people in en masse and immediately find the ones who need the medical and need the most, and I will be able to use my powers to keep them alive. That is what I'm telling you. We won't kill people with this. Many of the cyborgs have simply replaced limb or arms or hands. They will be able to wait. They'll be put off to the side and in all likelihood locked in prison cells while we wait for the city to regain stability.
And that is the only reason why I'm even considering this. But the lesser of two evils is still evil.
We didn't start this war. This is a fight for our own survival against them.
I've been to the other side. So do I know that it was the what's that gang?
Pulsars.
The Pulsars who are basically
You saw the pulsars selling
feeding
weapons.
into the.
You saw pulsars selling weapons to the other group. You have not seen them selling weapons to this group, and I don't think you guys have shared that information with each other yet.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
We did see the pulsars at the cyborg army, though, didn't we?
Yeah, you and Torian saw pulsars at the cyborg army.
Right.
Seth and Max and Hopper saw the pulsars on this side of the city.
Oh. So neither of us have, like, both.
Yeah, you have not you've yet to actually, in character, consolidate the information that you've seen pulsars on both sides of this fight.
I thought Seth was trying to tell them that he sold. Well, no, never mind. He didn't specify the group. That's my fault.
Wait, did Barbara never say that the person they sold Doodle to was the same people who were helping
You
the
did
cyborgs?
say that that guy was
And
a
then
pulsar,
he's just like,
and he didn't
whatever.
believe you that he did not believe you that these guys were or that those men were pulsars. Because they were not dressed like pulsars, and he was like, why would the pulsars threaten to blow up our city? They're selling us weapons.
okay, well, there's no way to bring it up.
Organically,
Natural.
currently, yeah.
Uh,
If you have any more questions in regards to our plan, I'm more than willing to answer all of you.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Go fuck yourself.
That's not a question.
Wait. Aside from that, like I said, do any of you have any questions?
I mean, all seriousness though, if you're that concerned of a war and whatever, right? Why didn't you guys try to, like, I don't know, try to leave the city and escape away from this place?
And leave our home? Many of the people here grew up in this city. And where do you where do you expect us to go? To Athens?
Go make another city.
We can't just make another city on Charon. These domes, they were the investment of thousands upon thousands of grams worth, or hundreds upon millions of grams worth of investment from the corporations to build these cities.
But you have an ability that literally changes someone with the tip of your fingertips. Can you just, like, I don't know, modify someone's stomach to make them infinite, like, constantly with energy, so they can just, I don't know, like, do things and
Somebody
rebuild from there?
Somebody can't biologically work that way. I can't just make somebody have infinite energy. And Charian is a radioactive hellscape. There is outside of the city isn't livable.
I see. And why you're so obsessed with the idea of changing these cyborgs into biological beings? What is your obsession with it?
The goal is our survival against them. They are threatening they began threatening us and are trying to kill us. They've begun to lose their minds to the machines that they are connected to. We need to give them back their humanity in order for there to be peace.
Why not just kill them then?
And you know, they say the same thing about you.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
How I've actually spoken with them. You should try it sometime. Where they think that your animal behavior has brought something primal out in your brains and has made you savage.
Well,
and honestly, I bet if they had known that you'd been shadow touched, that might even prove their theory more.
He narrows his eyes a little at you and he's like, I know, Words. Words. Sorry. I got a little like dizzy headed there from that cough, and my brain just like dead brained for a second.
No, you good, don't worry about it.
Well, I can assure you, we were not the ones that started this war. If there was a peaceful solution, we would take it. But the simple fact is, they aren't going to stop this until they have killed us.
You don't know that. Everything you're saying, they've said already to me.
Then why are we still fighting?
Good question.
Because they keep attacking us.
I don't know.
I mean, you are kind of forcing yourself upon them on trying to change them.
They're trying.
You're both so focused on what makes you different that you refuse to see what makes you similar.
We are just trying to fight.
None of you are human. But both of you
are
just a little bit more.
I will not have you claim that we are not human.
Are you really human?
I'm as human as you are. He looks at you, Seth, because you're a splicer.
There needs to be some sort of peace negotiation here. Something that everybody can come to the table with.
Perhaps.
Indeed.
But I don't know. I mean, I find this guy to be very non-human, given the fact that he has a power that's like God. That seems...
Looks to Max.
He's pretty out there, isn't it?
Are you really trying to judge me for being a shadow touched when you travel with one yourself? Motions to Max.
Sweats and pulls the collar.
At least he looks human. Look at him. You don't look human at all.
When you're Seth, your races.
Yeah, he looks at you, Seth, and he's like, and you're talking.
Yeah,
I am a splicer just like you. You seriously are judging me on appearance?
I'm fully aware that I don't look human.
As am
I don't claim that, but I don't claim I'm human.
But you are.
Do I look like I'm claiming?
You are a person, just as I am. Just as your friend Max is, and just as Barbara is.
Please, if I spoke to them on your behalf, would you agree to some kind of summit?
I'm sure they would not hear you out.
We have to attempt it.
You will not
I've already
know
spoken with them. They
we
can
don't
be
try.
quite reasonable.
You all come from outside of this war. This war's been going for cyclones. Do you think that if there was a peaceful solution, it wouldn't have been taken already? This is a situation of hate crime, of discrimination, and of violence. They want us dead.
If I may speak, from what I've gathered from the sounds of this war, I don't think anybody's made the attempt to come to the table. And I think it would be in the best interest of everybody, since we're all claiming to be humans, to come to the table as humans and talk this out rationally.
You got a point. Because right now, I'm just watching this. It sounds like both sides are just rabid animals waiting to kill each other. It's who's the one that will be the dominant one out of the two.
There are certainly crimes that they have committed, absolutely. We are not trying to denounce or declaim that these crimes didn't happen. But the point is, both sides are pointing fingers. And in this situation, there needs to be some sort of mitigation and peace process.
If you wish to go and try and talk with them, you can feel free to try. They likely won't harm you, looks to Max. Since you are just human, and are neither cyborg or splicer as far as I can tell. You though, he looks to... Yeah, I was gonna say he looks to Barb and he's like, you will need to hide your true nature. Your friend Seth will likely have to stay behind here, lest he be targeted.
And in case you're right, and our attempts fail, we still have Plan B. I look to the gigantic EMP device.
We do. I'd rather get that or do that right now, because every day that this goes on, more men get hurt. But I cannot force your hand.
Then let's orchestrate a plan right now to begin this peace process. I'm more than willing to step out to discuss with the other faction if we can organize a truce to a degree on this side and make out some sort of demand piece.
Again, this whole time he's been typing at like a little tablet thing. He's like, I need to go and treat some of the injured from the recent skirmishes. You can go and start talking with them and see that there is no getting through to them and that they've lost their minds. And he's gonna turn and start walking off. He's talking to Twitch chat.
So,
hey, chat, Dr. Keith here, fighting a war. Totally not poggers.
So I turn to the others and say,
real quick, Doodle, can you post the image?
Okay.
I wasn't entirely sure how this was gonna end up playing out, but I feel like this is gonna be the best moment. Let me go ahead and show that image on stream.
what's that?
Okay.
It's Bubbles.
My ugly artist art.
It's not ugly.
Show the chat. There's Bubbles.
Hi, Bubbles.
Hello.
So, as you're all talking, or as Keith walks away, you guys go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I wait for him to be out of earshot, and I say, I'd rather not use this. Maybe we can give this to them. I show him the EMP device as a show of good faith.
It'll probably be easier to use in the negotiations for a peace talk. Let's keep it on hand and present it as an ideal for a peace. In the meantime, we need to come up with some sort of plan, communicate with these guys, and have our group here communicate with the splicers.
But as far as Dr. Crazy is concerned, we're using it as a weapon.
Hey! You start hearing from a little distance away. Hey! 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 Hey!
Will you shut up? We're trying to talk!
When you look over, that is coming from... Also, I gave, Doodle, I gave you a star point for the beautiful art.
Oh, thank you.
You can see a roughly... like 9 foot something man with like silvery white fur, deep tan skin, wearing a black jumpsuit with golden trim on it. And he's like build wise got some his legs are a little shorter than a normal person's, but his hands are a little bit longer, similar to Seth's arms. And on his back...
I heard distant ape noises.
On his back is the bug girl from the image that Doodle just posted. Or bug guy? Bug girl? Is it a girl or a guy? Is Bubbles a boy or a girl?
We don't know. It's both.
It looks like a girl to me.
Bubbles is on their back.
We need to do a thorough inspection.
I will assume any pronouns for now.
Yeah, so
That's okay.
well, you turn and that's who you yell at that you're trying to talk, and they just wave to you with like big happy expression, and then they're gonna start walking over.
Seth is like, who the fuck is that?
Hi!
Hi?
Hey, nice to meet you.
What the fuck is this?
How tall is Bubbles?
5 feet tall. Maybe. Looks like probably 5'3". Bubbles is on this person, looking down at all of you, except for Torian. Torian's like almost similar.
Listen,
height.
I had to introduce Doodle's character somehow, and I got tired of trying to find a moment, and I was just like, they're just gonna walk over. Yes, yeah, this is Bubbles and their friend T-Dog.
I apologize. It's been a long day, and it's been a long time that we've been here, and we've met a lot of interesting characters. Who, may I ask, who are you two?
Oh, you don't recognize me, of course.
Recognize you? Have we met before?
It's Trampy.
What?
Torian eyes lit up. He immediately goes in for... Actually, wait.
But this does not... This clearly is visually not Trampy.
That's true, yeah.
Trampy was an 8-foot-tall, pale person with, like, patchy... with holes in their skin. This is a man with deep tan skin, body fully covered in silvery white fur, including, like, face, wearing a black jumpsuit.
I just realized, thinking about this...
It's like, it's Trampy!
If you are Trampy, then perhaps you will understand this... Apologies for putting you on the spot, Barbara, but could you perhaps say something to this man in a language that he will clearly understand, as he is Trampy?
Good idea. I ask. Where did we first meet?
That fucking ship. He grunts out, saying that fucking ship.
Trampy?
Yeah. Me and Bubbles here found somebody who was able to treat me.
Wait, someone to treat you? Who?
It's a long story. Also, and then he leans forward. This is Hopper, he says very quietly.
Waves.
He's gonna look like, what?
Max picks him up by the throat and say that name again.
This man is 8 foot tall.
What are you doing?
Torian will help Max. Torian will help Max lift this person up by the throat. Not to hurt him, but just to help Max.
Max up, lifting Trampy.
How tall are you, Max?
I'm like 6'1".
So you walk up to this 8 foot tall ape man and just grab his neck. You don't lift him by his neck, you just grab his neck.
Trampy makes Max look like Min.
Stop, don't do that.
Are you trying to intimidate me right now, buddy? Because it's kind of cute.
You're kind of cute.
You said a name. You said Hopper.
Keep it down. We don't want people knowing she's here because they might try and capture her again.
Is it really Hopper?
Is it really her? What the fuck happened to her?
So when the fighting broke out, I went after her. eventually I was able to stop the people who or beat up the people who captured her. And the two of us ended up making our way out into the surface of Charian.
All right, Bubbles.
Bubbles.
Bubbles is the code name that we're going by to hide their identity.
Okay, if you really are who you say you are, then describe what my ship looks like. Sorry.
You want to make it... well, you want to make it all pink with nail polish and all the nice furnishing.
Before Barbara even finishes speaking, Barbara bursts into tears and hugs her.
Careful.
I imagine you like pulled him off of Trampy's back.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It was my fault.
Torium like to join in and hug Bubbles and Barbara and Trampy all together.
Yeah, Max.
And invites Max and Seth to hug as well.
Seth is not gonna hug.
And then somehow
He's
Dr.
kinda-
Keith gets dragged in.
That's the keep will probably like shove for like sell her out again. What do you mean?
A robot is hugging me. The war is over.
Where's the Pepsi ads that say peace?
Oh yeah.
We need them.
And so, I'm gonna shoot this out right now. For those of you watching this on YouTube, the day it goes up, there is actually an entire second episode of Shadow Space exploring the journeys of Trampy and Hopper and how they got back to here. Going up same day as this.
Oh, way to fucking create your own economy. Now I have to watch.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I sure can't wait. Stay tuned.
But anyway, carrying on with this.
But indeed.
Words.
Yes, please. Since my face kind of ruined my safety here, I have to pretend for now to be this character I made. So yeah.
Oh,
So
awesome.
just call me Bubbles for now until we leave.
Oh, and you can call me T-Dog.
Yeah.
Bubbles and T-Dog or T-Dog?
Trampy is my dead name.
Now that I have a new body, I gave myself a new name.
Oh, okay.
Listen, you joke, Tristan, but that's literally the bit.
Bubbles.
Oh man.
The transition.
It makes me feel a little bit like, oh.
I absolutely.
It's Bubbles and Doge.
T-Doge.
Bubbles and T-Dog. It's so great to see you two again.
But there's a mountain outside on the surface of Charian. There's a bunch of people living there who are resistant to the radiation, and I have this guy there. He's shadow touched, and he was able to use his powers in order to rebuild me a new body. He could help all of the others, but well, the issue is we need to get everybody there without them being irradiated.
It was very painful on T-Dog here.
I almost died.
Oh.
T-Dog.
And now there's another hunter on me.
Oh yeah, there was a scary guy in like a white spacesuit. He was one of those. Who are the guys that are looking for? The bad guys that kidnapped them.
Pulsars.
The
Pulsars, yeah.
But he's all white. He looks like a cowboy.
Oh.
He was pretty scary. He was keeping pace with us, whereas all the other ones were falling behind.
Yeah.
But
He can run really fast.
Hopper was able to carry me and fly.
Mm-hmm.
You can fly.
Magnets. So it's like I ran through the sky. Yeah.
Classic magnet technology.
Wait, so you're saying we don't even need to get involved with these chuckle fucks? And their stupid war.
Well, right now we would need to. Also, real quick, I'm gonna make sure all of you know I am currently displaying the Discord chat on the stream, so know that before you post anything in it, that people will be able to see it.
Gotcha. I'll make sure to post my my Michelin Man Rule 34 somewhere else.
Oh no! Oh no!
I was looking forward to that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Especially the one, where he's making out with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It really gives a new meaning to the word Stay Puft.
Tristan, we don't want to spoil it on stream, okay?
My favorite one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is pregnant with a minion because the Michelin Man.
No.
Okay, you're just using AI.
AI or enhancements?
I hate you.
Jesus.
I think. I feel like you're describing a level of inspiration that AI could never aspire to.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna give you a star point for that gift doodle. Words.
Oh no. Oh no.
But yeah, he meant oh boy, hang on, what got added? Sorry. that one really got me just because Applebee's is a whole running joke on in the personal friend group. So that's one of those things that's funny to me, but not the audience. But that's gonna get a star point.
Hooray!
Oh, sorry.
Alright.
But yeah, T-Dog is gonna be like, I mean, the issue is we need to figure out how we can transport all the thousands of Geno soldiers there without them irradiating.
How did you do it?
I almost died.
Oh.
Yes.
But now
I cannot carry all 8,000 people.
And now I'm resistant to radiation.
And I suppose there's no long straightaway tunnel for us to take through there.
Shake said.
It's not one of the main cities. They say they're one of those unionist groups.
Yeah. They're very much out of sight and touch reach distance of anybody. But we did discuss a plan, and I made a promise to help connect these stones because there's a big storm above one of the cities that they once harbored, and they want to regain control because that's why the whole planet is the way it is. Well, this whole Cherion is the way it is. It's a storm, and they asked us to activate and place these stones in the right places in order to regain control and put an end to the storm. And that should help with their reach to everything.
That would perchance make it easier for folks who leave the city who don't want to stay in here.
Would that work?
No.
He pulls out the rocks. So he pulls out 3 big rocks that they were given. He's like, yeah, so I guess these rocks are like magic or something. And so we need to have 1 here at this city, and then 2 at 2 other cities. And then they can get rid of a storm that's running over a 3rd city. And hang on, now I can go ahead and show off. So, the stream might take a second to catch up and show the thing I'm trying to show.
It takes like 10 seconds.
Well,
yeah, there
we could make a...
So, that is a rough map of the cities here on the planet of Charian. Right?
Where are we?
You are on the red city, Bibble. The blue city is Athens. So these people come from the mountain that lies in the middle of the triangle of cities. And so T-Dog, he's gonna be like, so like, apparently there's something really important in that city, or in that city in the city at the bottom left or the bottom right. That's all destroyed by a radiation storm running over it.
Is it the purple one?
Yes. That's the tunnel. If you guys recall, when Hopper was kidnapped, they were taken through the tunnel that goes there. And so, you know that tunnel is like that subway tunnel is broken and exposed and is a radiation-filled tunnel.
Yeah.
Broken.
Yeah, remember they broke the lock so you can't enter it? That's the tunnel.
Also, that subway tunnel in general, like, when you tried to cut through, they were like, don't do that, you will let in radiation. Because that tunnel is filled with radiation. That subway tunnel.
Shadow Space is brought to you by Subway. Subway.
No!
Eat shit.
But yeah, so I guess there, from what I remember of the story that the guy told us. So, hang on. The people who came here came looking for a seed vessel, which I guess are these important ships to you guys. Now, you all recognize the term seed vessel immediately. The seed vessels were created on Earth long ago, before Shadow Space was discovered. The seed vessels were a large collection of spaceships that had people cryogenically frozen on them, and that were launched out into space, with the goal of them being to land on livable planets and so people could inhabit them.
Like that one episode of Star Trek called Space Seed, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna Applebee's.
No, it's okay. But then what happened was, after those were sent out, people discovered shadow space and shadow travel, which allowed them to travel light years in seconds. So everybody went ahead of the seed ships and settled the planets before the seed ships arrived. And then when the seed ships landed, the people were like, hey, congratulations, welcome, we beat you here and built a city. You don't have to worry about building a whole civilization now, congrats.
And then they all collectively killed themselves.
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
But a lot of the seed ships got lost, and in general, the seed ships are viewed as these, like, valuable, ancient, the ones, there's a number of them that were lost, and the ones that are lost are considered, like, valuable, ancient treasure repositories of ancient humans, you know?
Oh, man.
And ancient Earth culture.
Do you guys know what this means? It means we're gonna have to buy another ship.
No.
So I guess, like, there was a seed here, where one of those seed things that are important to you guys. And they had come here looking for it, but their ship crashed into the mountain there, which is at the North Pole of this planet. But when that ship crashed, one of their guys became shadow touched, and he's like one with the mountain or something. And that's how he was able to rebuild me with magnets and stuff. But the problem they're trying to do some sort of research to help him get stronger. And they were doing it in the city that was built down to the or down to the bottom right, or down to the bottom right. I'm just gonna word it that way because it's easier. I know that doesn't make sense geographically, because like.
Is he just showing this to us on a map that he drew up?
Yeah. Well, these subway maps do exist, like at the subway entrances, even though the subways aren't used anymore, aside from people who travel on foot.
These just look like bowling balls.
But yeah, he explains sorry, I'm trying to word good while also being a little lightheaded from having a severe cold.
Take your time.
Yeah,
so go easy on him, audience.
They were doing research in that city when a big storm came over the city and just started destroying it. Now they want to get rid of the storm, and they think their guy or their leader who can control the magnets and stuff can move the storm if we increase his power. So these 3 stones actually have part of him in them. So if we can spread these 3 stones across these 3 cities, the cities with the black stars on them on the map, then he'll be strong enough to move the storm. Make sense?
For the most part.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe so, yeah.
So we
yeah.
need that chip, is what you're saying.
What?
Or, I don't know, to transport all the genomes.
Well, we definitely need some way to move the genomes there. The guy said he'd be more than willing to help all of them. Well,
who is this guy?
He was a guy and then he was a girl.
Darwin.
You mean she was a girl?
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm confused.
They were a guy and then
they're in
Bubbles.
tune to they're in tune to everything, so they always change their appearance and gender, so they're just them. They are everything and everything.
Yeah,
it's complicated.
They call themselves Darwin.
Oh,
Sounds amazing.
that makes sense.
Kind of sounds like a Lovecraftian entity.
Who knew we should have listened to those crazy guys? You never think.
Yeah, the
crazy,
the cultist
crazy
preacher
people
random
who are-
encounter you got.
It's always the crazy people who will surprise you the most.
After
Barbara
all,
says
look at
without
everyone
the
here.
faintest hint of irony.
That's gonna be a star point.
Thank you.
But yeah, all of you can sort of have character conversation and figure out what you're doing. I gotta take a pee real fast.
Okay.
So, organizing this peace march protest, and then we should figure a way out of here.
Well, we need to still place a stone. Then that stone has to be in the city. We just need to find the exact mark that the stone fits in like a key. And then we're gonna have to travel to the other cities anyway in order for Darwin to have control and lift the storm off of the city that was used to be their home.
Barbara's just wiping off the runny mascara
Oh,
on her face because of her crying.
Pet. It's okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to worry you guys. I was actually really worried about you all.
Seth said it was my fault that you got taken away.
No, I don't blame any of you guys. I don't. Don't ever say it's your fault.
Seth has just been quiet the entire time.
looks to Seth. I would give you a smooch, but this faceplate I refuse to open because it gets a little tricky closing it again.
I am more mad than anything.
Why are you mad?
I kind of just want all these people to die.
No!
Fuck.
No! You're being angsty again.
No. I just want this to be done and over with, so I don't need to deal with this anymore.
Well, luckily we don't now. We can just let these
Okay,
people just destroy each other and whatever bullshit. We don't even need to get involved.
You made yourself involved. We are involved. It's all my fault because of what I am.
What is it you just told us? Don't blame yourself, okay?
But
These
you
people
guys
were
wouldn't be
fighting
in
long
this
before.
trouble if I didn't.
It's not your fault.
Okay, so answer this riddle. Why do you have any reason to be involved if it was not because I just got kidnapped by the gas mask guy and his goonies? You became involved in order to rescue me, yes?
Technically, we got involved so we could alter the genome, man. But
Yes.
now that's
Indeed.
completely unnecessary now.
But this is not.
And I would argue the kidnapping is largely the fault of Gas Mask Guy, the kidnapper in question, not you.
The kidnapping all happened because there were people that were being arrogant of their actions, or ignorant, whatever the fucking word. My point is that the fact that you're safe and well now, I have no reason to help these people. I would just let them die. They pissed me off so much to the point that I would literally just let them die.
Yeah! Barbara holds up a high five, but then slowly puts it down when it's not reciprocated.
Plus, they had, what? The pulsars? With the gene splicers? I don't even trust them to begin with.
Hey, the pulsars were also with the cyborgs.
They were?
They were all chummy and everything.
I saw them deliver.
See? That just means you can't trust any of them.
The pulsars are being puppeteers.
Just let them die. I'm willing to just move on because that doctor guy really just pisses me off so much to a point that I want to rip his throat out with my teeth.
Me too. Plus, he's a doctor.
I don't care if he's a doctor or not. It's the fact audacity to think that just because a bunch of cyborgs exist.
Everyone knows you can't trust doctors.
Mac's gonna come up and put his hand on Hopper/Bubbles' shoulder. And he's gonna be like, I think what Bubbles is trying to say is we need to finish this. No matter how fucked up the situation is, no matter how messed up it is, we need to see it through so that way we can move on.
I don't want to finish it.
But what about the genomes? The only reason why we're here is so we can help them.
I mean,
We owe them more than we owe these bastards.
My friends are all still waiting in the tunnels to the north, so... Or I guess not the north, 'cause the mountain is the north, so like, what would that be in correlation to the...
That line right there on the map. I say, pointing to the piece of paper.
I'm trying to think. Would that be east from your perspective? It would be east.
West.
Clockwise is going to always be west, and counterclockwise is going to always be east on the triangle. That's weird to think about.
I don't like your math.
Because the mountain is the North Pole. So, like, as you move around the mountain... Oh, that's so weird to think about.
I think clockwise and counterclockwise will just be easier to get a read on.
They're still waiting in the mountain. My friends are still waiting in the tunnels to the east, so they should be able to keep waiting. After all, you bought them a lot of food while when we left.
Okay. If you don't want to be involved, sorry, will you talk first, Veneer?
It's okay. He was just gonna say, you found someone that helped you change.
Yeah, the guy in the mountain, or the person in the mountain.
then we can probably try to maybe bring them up there and try to see if we can. They can help
Hopper
them.
shakes hands rapidly as is like we, okay, like T-Dog and I have already mentioned this over and over again. Going up that mountain is gonna kill all of them.
Unless we use a ship.
The radiation on the mountain is too much. We would need a ship big enough to carry everybody.
Wait,
Can we just
we
bring
can't
the
just
guy down?
take multiple trips?
I guess we could take multiple trips. It would take a long time, though.
Wouldn't
It
the
takes
guy be
almost
willing-
2 days to get there.
Sorry, what was your question, Seth?
He was gonna say, wouldn't it be easier just bringing the guy down instead?
Shakes head.
They can't leave the mountain.
Oh, they're part of the mountain, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what you said?
Nods.
Well,
Yeah.
that does complicate things, but I don't know. I just really want to use my new ship.
I'm just
Okay.
done of trying to help this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tramp.
I throw the detonator on the ground and then stomp on it.
I'm gonna do a strength check.
I am wearing combat Uggs.
Do you have any strength-related abilities?
We shall see.
I just think it'd be very funny if you failed to break it in any way.
Attractive. If I miss the ground somehow. I have martial artist.
I don't think that will apply.
Martial artist doesn't help with stomping things. Oh, I guess it's hand to hand.
If we were rolling for
Guess
the
we wanna-
accuracy, we're not
I guess
rolling
if
for
you want to
accuracy.
pick it, that might.
Adrenaline?
I don't. So, all right, you're able to. So you stomp on it and you kind of like, you visibly break it a good bit. Like you fuck up the device or the triggering device.
No.
Mm,
I actually feel better.
Okay.
You can see like some of the saturation in my outfit return.
Mhm.
Okay, if you really don't want to continue with this part of the task that you all somehow agreed and not agreed to, we still have another option. If we can put these stones in the places they're meant to be, Darwin could do something with the storm, or something with the storm will be triggered, and it should make their city active again, and that will give a whole nother place for everyone to live. That used to be Darwin City. That used to be their place to stay.
You mean like
And
the genome could live there?
yes, like
I
we
looked
already
at
had a
T-Dog.
discussion with Darwin. Everyone there are very willing and happy to accept them in.
Yeah.
So, sounds like setting the stones up is for sure an important course of action for us to take.
Yes.
And if we feel we need to do or want to do anything relating to the war, I think the only obligation that we made is talking to the cybers about a peaceful transaction, and that could always just end in they don't want to do it, and that just drops.
Okay.
Oh,
I think we should.
Also, I'm thinking about just leaving the rock sitting on the ground once we got here, but it does this funny thing, and he holds up the bag with one of the rocks in it, and you see, like, rather than just hanging straight down, it sort of tilts in an angle. I think the rock might have a particular place it wants to go in the city that we'll need to find.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, that
Oh.
saves us a lot of trouble.
Hmm.
So it's like a compass.
Well, I guess it's like a magnet trying to find the spot it wants to be.
What's a compass?
A directional device.
Dude. It's like a magnet.
Oh, I know what a magnet is.
Yeah.
Is-
T-Dog just nods, smiling.
Because Barbara wouldn't, in this age of spaceships, Barbara wouldn't know what a magnet is. I mean, fucking
a compass. Yeah, unless you're having to navigate on a planet, you don't really make use of compasses much.
No, I just use nav points.
It's a navigational device that usually is used in purposes of travel on land. But since we travel through space, you don't really need to use it. It is pretty much like old technology.
You and your high-tech devices.
It's pretty much not really high tech. It's actually very simple.
Okay, Bubbles.
Yeah. Anyway.
I think we should maybe put this to a vote, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm with you.
Okay. I very much understand. I know, looking at Seth, you don't want to be involved in this city right now any more than you already have. So I'm very much willing to participate, whoever is going to talk to the cyber guys, just to do the negotiation, and however it goes, then we leave. You all can also separate to go to the next location, because the faster we get the stones in place, the faster the storm would rise, and Darwin could actually help all the Geno soldiers.
The problem is that the cyborgs are gonna kill gene splicers. It's gonna look at you, be like, they may end up killing you.
They're not monsters. They're afraid.
That's what the doctor told me.
The doctor's only seen one side of it.
That is true. He did.
And Barbara, you also been there. Have they also been just trigger happy if they see someone with no weapons on hand?
Well, they were also afraid of what the splicers might do, but can we really change their minds? I mean,
if it's not even changing their mind, at least it's sharing information that we both happen to have from both parties. If we can get both to at least acknowledge it, is all that we can do.
If one person
think...
one... Oh, go on, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think continuing to believe that nobody's minds can change is the reason this war has gone on as long as it has.
We can change that with
Perhaps so, but we've seen one person how they act. They don't want to seem to get rid of their beliefs about how the cyborgs are. And I bet you amount of money, maybe it's on the other side too, is the same way. There's no really fixing this.
Maybe there's no way to change their beliefs, but if there's a way to coincide to prove that neither side are savages like they tend to believe for themselves, and that a peaceful demonstration can occur, and that there can be peace amongst the two groups, maybe we can break through.
Maybe we could somehow get proof that maybe we could somehow get proof that they're both that this war was completely set up by the pulsars.
That would
Probably
be
was.
right here.
I mean, we just got confirmation that they're playing both sides.
We need to use that as part of the discussion for the peace negotiations, that both sides have been manipulated, and that both sides have been made to think each side is a savage, when we need each side to recognize their humanity in each other.
Oh, but can't we do this after we save the genome soldiers?
No, we do this first, then the genome soldiers.
Has anyone tried to get the two leaders together inside of a room to discuss?
No, but
there's been no proof that they've done this before, so this would be breaking ground for them.
But why do we owe these people anything? The genome soldiers helped us. They've stuck it through no matter what.
Mean,
these guys have shown us no good faith.
Did we help you? T-Dog looks up.
You, if it weren't for you, we would have never stopped that one guy in the spaceship. You know, the Shadow Touched. You were willing to, I know for a fact, you were willing to sacrifice your own life to save us. We would have never gotten off that ship if it weren't for you.
I appreciate it, but I feel like you're giving me and my friends too much credit. I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate you guys sticking your neck out for us and wanting to help me and my friends, but they can wait a little longer if you need to sort out the situation here first.
I hug his arm. Plus, you're also our friends, which is more than I can say for that doctor.
As you're hugging his arm, he like smiles and he's gonna hoist like lift you off the ground in a swift motion and get you onto his shoulder. Hang on, Dr. Keith, did you guys say the name of Dr. Keith at all, or have you just been calling him the doctor?
The doctor.
The doctor.
It's like
Just the doctor.
He's
Dr.
like,
Keith.
who is this doctor?
Dr. Keith, I believe.
That's the guy I'd brought us here to find. He's the one. He's the one I had initially picked out to try and help me and my friends.
Yeah, but we
That's
realized
right,
that he's
yeah.
a warmonger.
The only thing I really know is that the people over at the what company owned the Lazarus ship?
Yeah, Lazarus.
What company owned the Lazarus?
Can I roll to remember, or
Do you remember?
I mean, me as a
So
person, as a
he's
player
asking-
doesn't remember. Does Barbara remember?
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. It wasn't
Hey.
Trojan. Was it
It was.
Genomed?
It
Technically
was.
Trojan.
Was it Trojan?
Geno?
No, it's Genoman.
Geomed?
Genomed?
Geo-
Geomed?
Okay. Genomed. Okay, it was
Pause the
Genomed.
stream. It's okay. I'm gonna cut all this out. Pause the stream. We'll watch the original video, and then
It was
we can remember
Genomed.
Dr. Keith's real name.
But yeah, it's Genomed. It's like the Genomed all I know is the Genomed scientists talked really highly about him, and we're considering bringing him in to try and perfect me
Bless
and
you.
my people.
Thank you.
Well, you dodged a bullet there, or sort of.
He's he's supposed to be some sort of splicing genius, pulling off genetic alterations no one else can.
He's a monster. He doesn't. He would know that the first act of a real doctor is to do no harm.
Indeed. So,
I'm sorry I got us here and involved in all of this.
No.
I would talk to Dr. Keith myself, but I feel like that would be bad.
No, we need a splicer group to talk to Dr. Keith. I voted myself to talk with the other side.
So,
But I want to help.
Okay.
I look like a splicer, but I clearly am not. I want to
Torian,
help.
from the sound of it, if we're gonna send people over, we need the members of our group that look the least like splicers. So,
Mhm.
I
It would-
put on my shades.
it would have to be Barbara, Torian, and Max that go to the other side if anybody does. But you, me, and Seth can stick here.
But Steph doesn't want to be involved in this anymore. Steph pretty much is done with this whole making a truce thing.
Well,
Then
is
Seth could just stay here.
yeah, it is. But you mentioned that the rest of the genome soldiers were all waiting or hanging out overnight somewhere.
they're all waiting in the tunnel to the east. They'll be fine.
Lovely.
I mean,
Would it be possible?
we were-
then,
we were engineered to be able to survive for upwards of an entire cyclone on minimal amounts of food, and you bought all of us a nice hearty meal before coming here, so they'll be fine.
oh, that's lovely. I suppose you wouldn't mind at all if Seth were to hang out with you if he wants.
I'm okay with that. My brain went back to the visual of like you guys pulling up to a McDonald's drive-thru and saying, "Welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you?" Hang on a moment.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll have some chicken nuggets. Just all the grunts and moans.
And you're saying there's a little one in there.
What?
What about non-dairy options?
Veneer mentioned there's sorry, the little one is in my room, so I think Veneer cannot speak at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
are you
dog
guys
is in my room, so distracted right now.
okay? So are you guys heading off?
I just imagine Seth like in the tunnel with the genome. He goes, "So, genetically engineered, huh? What's that like?" And they go, and he's like, "I don't know what you're saying." And then they spend the rest of the time in silence.
Yeah, so yeah, Max, Torian, and Barbara are gonna head to the other side. That's the plan right now, right?
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
So
Here's
yeah.
Hopper on her way to fool Dr. Keith that she's a splicer.
What the Jesus. So you guys set off and talk with some of the others about, you know, how to get over to the other side of the city without causing a scene. And they, you know, they look at their battle maps that they have for a moment and they're like, this section of the city had a battle in it not too long ago and so is mostly abandoned. So if you slipped in there, you could probably from there go to the cyborg section without drawing too much question kind of thing, you know? Because, like, there's usually a roughly, like, 1 to 2 city block, like, no man's zone between the two factions. You know?
Oh,
And so you that makes it fairly easy for you to, like, slip through to the other side.
Can we have Torian bring the gigantic EMP device?
Oh, you're gonna bring the EMP with you.
Yes,
All right.
as a show of like good faith.
Okay. And you stomped on the trigger device, right?
Yep.
All
So we couldn't use it even if we wanted to.
Oh. Very well.
So you go and get the EMP device, which is disguised to look like one of the high-tech ammo boxes that they got from the other guys. You know?
Maybe we should take it out of the box.
Oh, it's like built into the box.
That's not going to be a good look.
So, Torian who heaves it up. You guys are gonna bring it with you, right?
Yeah.
And you're going with them, right, Max?
Yes.
You guys make your way to the no man zone. Then start to slip through. It's worth noting that while there is some destruction, they've actually managed to keep the like destruction of the city pretty minimal despite all the fighting. Definitely helps that, you know, the most you see is scorch marks on loads of scorch marks on walls. Neither side seems to be bringing out the heavy hitting guns, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. The big shows.
The big show starts playing theme song.
Flexes.
The BM.
And so you make way to the other side, and then you know, for you know it goes from abandoned buildings to oh yep, there's cyborgs all around. Also, Seth, let me know when you're back because I have a scene that I can play out in a bit. But yeah, so you got what are you guys gonna do once you're on the cyborg side?
Gooey.
What?
I'm gonna go straight towards the their leader hideout.
Do you know where their leader hideout is?
That is a good question.
Probably inside.
You're gonna go meet the home dog and just give him like the manliest handshake of a clap ever.
Yeah, it's gonna be that Arnold Schwarzenegger meme of man Carl Weathers with the hand thing.
Yeah.
Oh man, you heard about peace?
Hi,
Peace, love.
it's me, Barbara. Remember me?
You run up to
I'm
her
a
around.
cyborg like you. Look, I wave my robot arm around.
I'm gonna say, for a star point, you will find one of the guys you happened to meet last time.
All right.
So
Star
conveniently,
point for happenstance.
one of the first cyborgs you bump into is one of the ones you met the last time. They're just like, hey Barbara, who's your human friend? You know, surprised to see a pure human. I thought all the non-altereds fled the city when the fighting broke out.
Well, yeah, he's he's from out of town. You know, think of him as an immigrant.
He's
or
not.
maybe don't.
He's not one of those.
Think
weird
of him as an
preachers.
exchange student.
He's not one of those weird preachers, is he? We got another group of them here again.
Are you one of those weird preachers? I look to Max.
No.
He says no, he's not.
They
I don't
not.
Religion.
Hang on. Isn't that one of those crates that the splicers had traded the android for? That's gotta be some high-end weaponry.
Well, it's not. Well, I mean, technically it is, but it's hard to explain. This is a peace offering.
A peace
Can
offering?
we go inside and talk?
Yeah, you're gonna ask to go to talk to the leader.
Yes.
Actually, no. I should probably tell them out here. Otherwise, they'll think they'll get the wrong idea.
Mm-hmm.
I say, this was given to us by the splicers. It's an EMP device,
What?
which was given to them by the pulsars in order to use as a weapon. But
Wait, given to them by the pulsars? Hang on.
yes,
This is a lot.
yes,
to
please.
take
I'm not used to being interrupted, please.
But
I'm still talking. But the leader of the splicers wanted to give this weapon that could have been used against you to you as a show of good faith, as a request to sit down at a summit and talk about peace.
So that's an EMP
Which is why-
device in the middle of our section, or brought right up to the front door of our territory.
Correct.
Listen, I think you're
Can you put
getting
that
the wrong
down so we
takeaway
can
from
start
this.
opening? Can you put that down so we can try and disarm it right now before anything happens?
Sure.
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah. Orion?
He turns his like a.
Of course. I gently puts it down.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is usually
We have an EMP
activated
device over here.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, we need some specialists right now. All right. We have some
Wait a
guys
minute.
on their way immediately.
I have
We're
I have
evacuating the
engineering.
immediate vicinity right now to make sure.
Well, hang on. I mean, if you want, sure, but hang on. I have engineering. Can I attempt to disarm it?
Yes. So go over and open. Are you gonna open the crate for the first time finally?
Yes. Gingerly.
What is your you have engineering and jack of all trades? Do you have anything else that could apply?
Hindsight.
I must have. Do I not have tools?
I think we can safely say your hand contains a tool set.
Okay.
You know, that's a thing we never established, but I feel like just makes sense for your character.
It was
Yeah.
the hand. That's what the joke was last time. That's why they did not. Barbara didn't have a hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
No,
because the
no,
handle's
I-
considered a weapon.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I thought Barbara made the joke also like, oh, I had to. It's like my screwdriver, my toolkit.
Oh no, I remember that. I remember that.
That's right.
Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
So you got 4 successes, 2 of which were bursts, 1 burst into nothing, and 1 burst into a 1, eliminating itself, meaning 3 successes total. You get down and start to open the EMP device, and yep, that's a very, very, very strong EMP. You understand why they wanted it brought to the specific place they did, and you're gonna begin disarming it, and as you are, Seth, are you back?
I'm here, yes.
So we're gonna cut back to the other group while you're disarming the EMP.
Oh, cliffhanger.
So, as they left, all of you are, you're chilling over at the splicer half, and T-Dog sort of looks at you, Seth, and he's like, so, you and Bubbles are dating, huh?
What?
What?
Me and Bubbles got talking while we were traveling up and down the mountain.
That's a good thing Barbara's not here.
He just blinks.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so awkward.
Why is it just a gorilla head?
I guess he's a gorilla.
Oh, Jesus, are you okay? I think you made yourself laugh too hard. I was not ready to scroll down and see that.
I was not ready to see a hyper-realistic gorilla on a
Yeah, that's what that throws me down. I need to be clear. T-Dog does not have a gorilla face.
I'm Bubbles. I'm dog.
His body is covered in hair, but he does not have a gorilla face.
Is he the guy from Umbrella Academy?
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking
Yeah, I
about?
know what you're talking about.
I'm
Jeez.
sorry. I just couldn't draw. I cannot draw T-Dog. He's too perfect. So I had to do
so
this.
fucking funny.
God!
Fucking
Jesus.
I'm sorry, everybody, for my obnoxious laughter.
Is he a gorilla now? Is that confirmed?
He's built like Seth, but bigger.
Yeah, he's looking. He's like, so you and Bubbles are dating, huh?
She's gonna trying to see where she went. If
Bubbles
he's
is still
around.
there.
I'm still here.
You just hear the sound of when he's turned his head of just.
you hear a cricket, and Bubbles is like, "Oh, sorry, that was me."
He's like, what did you guys talk about?
It took 2 days to come back here. I talked about you and everybody.
He's just baffled of just that just came up casually. He doesn't know how to answer it.
Oh, we should figure out where this rock wants to go. And he holds up the rock in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready just to do that because I want to get out of here. Let's go find the rock. It would go find where I meant the place that it needs to go.
Were we not dating? I thought we were.
Come on, let's go find the rock. Let's go find its place.
Stop! He's ignoring the question.
It'd be pretty weird if you guys.
Men.
It'd be pretty weird if you guys aren't dating, considering what Bubbles said the two of you have done.
Let's go find the place where it needs to go. So where does the rock? Magic rock tell us where it needs to go. Oh, that's right. We need to go north, right? Right? Where's the rock? Do you have the rock?
You're all following where the rock's leading you. And start walking along.
Yeah, he's just like kind of speed walking, just kind of just following the way, you know.
So you will walk along for a little bit. Hang on.
Oh no, Veneer, look
Seth
in
is home
the
wrecker.
Seth, you home wrecker.
Seth, how could you? This family was doing fine, and then you had to cross a red line.
You slut.
Take your
First with
Italian
Max,
sausage
then Barbara, now everyone knows you're dating Hopper. My gosh.
He's like, why does people know about that?
Damn, my
Internally-
dreams of getting to smooch Hopper have been dashed. Looks and smiles, says. You can still smooch Hopper. Yeah, see, Doodle says it. You can still smooch Hopper. Hopper loves to smooch their friends.
Why am I getting this?
Oh, friend zone.
Where I was like, where's the rock? And I'm just thinking about that one image that Doodle drew of Mimir holding like a head of the rock.
Yeah.
What?
Hold on, I get it. I'll get it. I'll get
the
it.
image, please, because that's what I'm thinking of right now. I said that. Where is it?
I have it. Hold on, I have it.
Let me know when the image is posted.
Is posted.
I want to Google
What the?
to it.
What the? What?
Exactly
Because
what
when you're got a cursed object that's called the rock.
Hey guys, supposed to be over there.
Anyway, you all
Yeah,
follow.
you're almost there.
You all follow where the rock guides you. And it sort of takes you a little bit more towards the center of the city, and you straight up enter the no man's land area, you know. And you go into the no man's land in the middle, and you find yourself in like a central park area of the words. It's a big central. I say central park area, but there's not like plant life or anything. But it's like a plaza, you know, with seating and like Art Deco-y style art. And there's also a statue of some figure that you're sure must have been important at some point in the middle of the plaza, stood in like a triumphant position, and the rock seems to be leaning towards that statue.
Is this the place or no?
T-Dog
Looks like it.
holds up the rock, looks at it. Seems like it.
Does it go on where the statue is, or does it go on the statue? Can the statue hold it?
He tries to follow where it's guiding him, and T-Dog ends up like T-Dog starts yeeting himself up the side of the statue, which is like, you know, like, I need to be clear, this is not a small statue. It's like 3 times the height of a normal person. And he just scales this motherfucker, no problem. And he like he's holding out the bag, and it ends up just like slotting the rock into being tucked in the guy's arm. And so he pulls it away, pulls the bag out, and yep, it tucks in there perfectly.
Ooh.
Then alright, maybe we should just put it there now.
What? Hang on. This drawing. What is that drawing, Jade?
Hopper.
It's Hopper.
It's
Hopper.
It's Hopper's butt disguise.
AKA Bubbles.
I love it.
That's you know what? That's exactly what I see now. She's not an insect anymore. She's just pretending to be one. This is canon. I don't care. This is canon. Perfect. I want it to be canon. And
Well,
everyone falls for it like it's Clark Kent.
That gets you a star point.
Oh.
One of my favorite, ways I've heard the Clark Kent disguise described to justify it was somebody was like, people don't think Clark Kent is Superman for the same reason that you wouldn't think your coworker that looks suspiciously like Obama is Obama. And I'm just like, I love the idea of, like, Obama moonlighting as, like, a grocery store clerk and being like, hi, my name's Randall. Randall Smith. I am just your average grocery store clerk, and I have not been, nor have I ever been President of the United States.
My name is Jack Smith, and I will be tending to your groceries today. What can I help you with, fellow citizen? Nope, I did not sign anything into Congress. I was not president. Please don't ask those questions.
But, anyway. My lungs.
So,
Words. Cutting back. So, as you guys get the rocket in place, we're gonna cut back to
that interpretation.
Yes, I approve of it.
Okay.
It's perfect.
We cut back to the successfully disarmed EMP.
Hey.
It kind of looks like Porco Rosso.
Oh my god. Yeah, luckily you're all good enough to disarm the EMP device, so you finish turning it off, and there's like, Jesus Christ.
Who's that?
Oh, that's a good point. This world probably wouldn't have people say that.
We're a godless world. He's like Isaac Newton.
Oh, the stars.
David Letterman.
Hi, Dave. I'm Grandpa. I'm sorry, Applebee's.
I love that you say it to yourself now.
Oh, it's the only way.
I don't know if the context has been given on stream. So for the context, Applebee's became a joke of my it was a running joke where whenever like something innuendo-y was said with my old friend group, I'd be like, the safe word is Applebee's. And then somebody started using it when a joke was being made that made somebody uncomfortable. The other person would just say Applebee's in order to stop the joke. And so it became this communal safe word. And I've now introduced it to this friend group.
Now we just use it to stay on topic.
Yeah,
Applebee's.
so exactly. So it's Applebee's conversation.
Nice.
As we words. So you disarm the EMP device, and there's like
Okay,
So-
that one was my fault.
you knew
Admittedly.
so you knew
I
that
should-
was an EMP.
To be fair, I thought I had already disarmed it.
Right. So why were you bringing it here? You said it was a peace offering?
That's right. Rather than using it against you, we are giving it to you as a gesture of laying down our arms. Well, laying down their arms. This is how I lay down my arm. I just pop my arm off and then drop it on the ground. And then as soon as nobody laughs, I pick it back up and put it back on. Anyways.
I left.
He's just
We're
looking
trying
at you
to
very confused.
We're trying to demonstrate in good faith that the splicers want to come to the table and have a peaceful negotiation discussion. We brought over their EMP as requested to demonstrate that they are fully prepared to do this negotiation.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
So, you brought what is arguably one of the most dangerous weapons to us, and then disarmed it in front of us because the splicers asked you to?
Yes,
When did you talk with
Yes.
them?
we've been at their camp for a while now.
And they didn't kill you? Looks at, Barbara.
What can I say? I'm adorable.
Or disarm your disassemble your robot?
No,
They haven't done anything with our robots.
Well, they tried, but, you know.
They have guns.
I can be very persuasive.
Shut up.
And so why are you telling me all this? I'm just I'm just a random guy. I'm just another member of the group, the army. Do you want?
We want to speak with your leader.
And because we like you.
Yeah, I guess I'll bring you to the boss. The guy just looks very confused. And so you
also, we didn't want to bring an armed EMP inside the headquarters. I mean, what do you think we are, stupid?
Fair.
What?
Is Torian gonna carry the disarmed EMP device?
I don't think they will. I don't really see any reason to do so.
Well, isn't there a group that's against the EMP anyways?
Doodle, we're earning taking all the star points.
Hello? Wait, is this Space Jam? What is this?
Space Jam is the alternate title for this game.
I can't believe it. I can't believe he's playing basketball.
Put down your weapons. Pick up the ball.
We settled this on the court.
That's how this arc ends. Just a basketball game.
I can't believe this. All this time, this was just a complicated basketball game. I can't believe it.
That's another start
Except
point
once
for
they get
Doodle.
there, once they get there, they're like, "What? How do you? What's basketball?"
Oh,
That's right. They only play soccer.
I'm in pain.
It's just dodgeball.
You know, pickleball.
Oh my god, I wasn't ready for that image.
Y'all ready for this?
Wait.
Uh-oh.
That's start point for
Wait,
Doodle.
I got soap. Look, my soap.
Oh, somebody in the room. Oh my god. Anyway, yes, you all finally go to meet the cyborg leader. Woo!
Megatron.
Just you and me, Megatron.
You go in, and you see a person. They are So, from the ribcage down, there is no person. They are attached to, like, it's just like a metal ball with millions of little robotic legs on it. Or like legs/arms. And also, their arms are robotic arms. And the upper half of their head seems to be robotic. As this person is hanging from the ceiling in a room filled with computer screens and is moving around typing on a whole bunch of them at once. As you can see, they have a whole bunch, their head is basically a dome of robot eyes looking in all directions at once. So the only human parts of them are their wrinkly old woman chest and their old woman chin.
Ew.
As they are hanging from the ceiling. Excuse me. As they are hanging from the ceiling and just like typing on a whole bunch of computers at once that are all arranged in sort of a semi-dome. They're like holding themselves at the into the semi-dome so they can like look at all the screens at once, if you get what I mean. It's like a semi-dome, and there are some robot legs like hanging onto the opening in it to put their entire upper half into it. When you initially come in, and then when you come in, it's like, boss, some people here to see you, and that's when she comes out, and you see what she looks like. And she looks like, who are you? I don't recognize you. Are you new?
Yeah.
We're relatively new within the area, ma'am. We've been with the split. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
We've been with.
After you, dearie.
We've been with the Splicer camp for some time, and they want to negotiate a peace deal. And we've been sent here on their behalf to initiate this and to extend an invite for both the leaders to sit down and make peace.
Ugh. A peace deal offer from the Splicers?
We brought over an EMP that we disarmed in front of your troops to show this, that they want to go through with this.
An EMP? They go over and start, like, looking at it and, like, picking into it. Horrific. Something like this could have killed hundreds of us. The ones who are more reliant on the tech.
Of course, but they didn't.
Why would they want to have peace talks?
Because this war has dragged on for far too long and too many lives have been costed.
Huh. They realize that they can't finish the fight they started?
Oh, they could have. This machine proves it.
I suppose that's right. Looks like trading that android served them well. Oh, what I wouldn't have given to be able to pull that thing apart and see what it looked like myself.
Max is trying his best not to let his anger show.
A machine like that? Something so deliciously illegal? It would have been fascinating.
There have been other parties that have interfered with this war between both of you.
And as you are saying that, hang on, I just gotta look up something real quick.
Yeah.
Deliciously illegal.
Miss Arachne, the pulsars are here to negotiate a new shipment of more supplies.
Arachne!
Oh, let them in.
Oh, we're using our made-up.
What?
I said we're using our made-up names.
What is that joke from again?
Avengers.
Oh, man, it's been a long time since I watched a lot of the Marvel movies.
That's okay, that's okay. Bitch,
Yeah.
you just saw Guardians of Galaxy 3 the last week.
True. It was alright.
It was alright.
So, what bothers me about Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is the entire movie's message isn't killing bad, and then they proceed to massacre hundreds of the faceless grunt enemies in order to get to the main big bad guy, and then be like, no, I'm better than that. I'll let the man who's committed genocide multiple times live, because I am a good person who just committed genocide of his people and blew up his space station. Like, it makes no fucking sense. Yeah, please, sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, I view that actually as part of their characteristic in line for the Guardians. They're kind of hypocrites. You know, they're...
Yeah, but it doesn't come off as intentionally written that way. It comes off as the movie was trying to send a message, and it just fumbled it.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
But, anyway, that was a tangent, my bad. Yeah, with that, a group of pulsars who are all cyborgs walk into the room, and they're like classic pulsars, like full blue zoot suit, cybernetic limbs, or like the zoot blue zoot suit, the glittering pin with their logo on it. And they walk in, they sort of glance to you guys. Miss Arachne? Yes, hello, dearies. Are you offer?
What up?
You have more supplies to offer us, yes? Of course. Excuse me. Now, I'm afraid, as you know, our coffers are a little bit short. Short as we haven't been able to get more trade since the last supply drop. But I presume if you're showing up, it's because you're asking for an alternative payment. And the two of them nod, like look to each other and nod, and then one of them it's like, we have somebody who wants to speak with you. He wants your help with something. And then they step aside, and a man walks in. He's wearing a full-body white spacesuit. The face mask of it sits like close to his face, like that. The helmet is like tight-fitting. It's like put a guy in a full-body, almost like close-fitting white suit, but not skin tight, more like suit, like Captain America's outfit, you know?
Yep.
But make the face have like a glass visor over it. And built into the suit is a white trench coat. And on his feet are shaped almost like cowboy boots. And on the back of it, there's some little like metal things sticking out, but they're not spurs. They're just like little metal spikes. And the helmet at the top, like right above where the glass is, a brim folds out, has the top of the hat or helmet is molded to be shaped like a cowboy hat. And the guy walks in.
I need a picture of this.
Is Father White?
So like it's like a full body spacesuit that's also modeled to look kind of like a cowboy outfit.
I see.
Ma'am? Ooh, aren't you an interesting fellow? That outfit looks quite queer. I'll assume you mean well by that. And he pulls off his hip.
No, you look quite gay.
He pulls off his hip a large white shadow pistol that has a strange shape to it, where it's shaped almost like a large revolver. I understand you know technology well. Can you understand what you're looking at with this? And he hands it to her, and she immediately like starts like spinning it around in a bunch of her hands and pops the barrel out the side and starts looking at it, and she's like, oh, a unique custom firearm here. Sorry. I can have my attention span gets split so easily. She looks over to you three again. You were discussing how you wanted to create or how the splicers wanted to have a peace treaty. As she's speaking with you, she's still fidgeting with the gun off to the side of her head.
Correct.
I just find that quite hard to believe. How do we know that this isn't a trick being set up by them?
Because we brought over their most valuable asset, which was that EMP bomb.
And what if they have another?
They don't.
And how do you know that?
Why would they need another one?
Think about
Because
it.
active disarming it would have been completely pointless. Why not just set it off? After all, the best weapons are the ones you only have to fire once, isn't it?
They could be trying to lure me out.
Again, they could have just killed you.
This EMP device is rudimentary. If I had been able to know it was coming, I would have been able to shield myself from it easily within the confines of my station here. It's worth noting, the building you guys are in is a retrofitted security building, whereas the other guy's based out of a retrofitted clinic.
You would have been able to shield yourself, but the rest of the numbers of your army and your squadrons would have been taken out, and it would have given the splicers ample time to overrun you in just a matter of time.
So I am now going to do a group charisma check. It's being aided because they believe you're a cyborg, Barbara. Does anybody have charm?
I have attraction, I guess.
I'm treating this as a team action, so we're rolling 6 dice rather than normal 5. Are you joining in the conversation, Torian?
Sure, yeah, I'll join in.
Alright, you don't actually have to vocalize it if you don't want to, but that just adds an extra die, your character hopping in on it.
Okay.
Nice pun.
Okay. You guys got 5 successes total.
Oh, sweet.
Where would these peace negotiations be held?
They want to held it in between the two factions, directly
Yes,
in the
but-
middle of the line.
At the center, at the park in the center, or at the old Founders Park?
Correct.
And when will it be? You can just say insert time because this world uses different times systems than ours, and I don't want to, insert time,
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Say insert time.
Very well. I'll hear out what they have to say.
We thank you for this.
And as soon as she finishes saying that, she turns over and is like, "Now, what was it you wanted me to do with this gun?" I want it to be better.
Right.
If you can make improvements that I want, we're willing to supply you all with more weaponry. Now you realize that if these peace treaties these folks are talking about go through, we won't need your weaponry anymore. Yes, I'm well aware. I still accept the trade. Give me some time and I can make this gun exceptional. I have time. The man in white, he sort of looks to the 3 of you. And he just sort of seems to grill all of you for a moment. You can't make out his expression though, because like the glass on his mask is tinted. It's tinted like a deep blue.
Kind of like a what was a Commander Cobra from G.I. Joe?
Yeah, it's just a reflective blue that you can see your own reflection in. Oh my god.
Technically, it's Cobra Commander.
Yeah, yes, that guy. You know what I'm talking about.
I give Space Cop a little wave with my cyborg.
True to
arm.
my jokes. I love the drawings, Torian. So it's worth noting, the ball of spider legs, like the entire ball is made out of robotic spider legs. It's just a sphere of spider legs.
Okay.
That when they're not being used, they roll into the sphere, but when they're being used, the limbs fold out. It's terrifying.
Oh.
I love it.
Very interesting.
I'm gonna give you 2 star points.
Thanks.
Alright, so, where are you all gonna go now?
We're gonna bring this information back to, or at least I'm thinking that we should all start heading back towards, our group on the other side, or the splicers.
Torian, Barbara,
Perhaps we can.
Oh, sorry.
Perhaps you could give something as a show of your good faith to the splicers, saying that you are willing to set things aside for the sake of unity and cooperation.
Yeah. And what could we possibly have that we could give to animals? Do you have
any medical supplies? Maybe food, provisions? Things that or I don't know, maybe something similar to what they gave, a weapon that might be devastating to them. Oh, look at that! Look at that weapon right there. I point to the white pistol. that doesn't even belong to her.
That's my gun. He says that, he steps up to you to the point where there is, literally an inch between his chest and you.
Excuse me, I'm talking to the robotic overlord, please. Trying to stroke her ego a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Honestly, I don't know what we could offer them. If are they really that much in need of medical supply and food?
They do have a lot of injured folk over there. And I do think that for this peace negotiation process to go through, I think it would be wise for both parties to engage in some sort of meeting or factor of trade.
This war has been hard on both sides.
I'm gonna do another charisma check. Are you throwing in your help, Torian, just for the sake of the extra die?
Yes, and can I throw in a star point too?
Yes, you can. This is one of the, I should mention, I think the difficulty here is gonna be... I think the baseline is 4, and every additional success increases how much they'd be willing to give.
Can I add a star?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'll throw in some stars too. Throw in 2 stars.
So each of you throw in 1, except Max, who throws in 2. Alright, that brings you to a total of 5 successes. Without the star points, you would have been at 2.
Oh!
Oops. So let me just go ahead and...
Please tell me she gives the gun.
She's not gonna give the gun.
It's the medical supplies.
I'll see if I can't arrange something. We can have somebody come and give you the supply. Come and give you the supplies. For now, go. Relax. Mingle with the others. Whatever it is you folk do.
We thank you for this.
Yes.
Next,
I also curtsy a little bit. Let's say, much obliged, Lady Arachne. And might I say, you're looking rather ravishing today.
The man in white is still stood right next to you, his chest an inch away from you.
Let me find the meme that I'm thinking of for this guy. Hold on.
And he's like, by the way, for height-wise, he's like 5'8".
Isn't Barbara 5'9"? Or
I don't know, is that how tall you are?
I forgot.
Oh, actually, hang on. I can figure out your height exact, but every pixel of your sprite is 1 inch. So let's see here.
See if I wrote it down.
1, 2, 3. Hang on. You are exactly 71 pixels tall, which means 71 inches. So what's 71 divided by 12?
Isn't that 5'11"?
Ah!
It's 5 foot something.
Because 72 inches is 6 feet.
71 pixels, you said, right? Or 77?
It was 70... 70... 71.
Five foot 11, yeah.
Alright. So he's actually shorter than you, but is still standing to an intimidating position against you.
I'm just looking over his hat. Bless you.
Are you gonna turn and start to leave?
Well, I wanted to see if I gave Arachne a compliment. I wanted to see if she responded to it.
What was the compliment again?
I said, might I say, you're looking rather ravishing tonight.
Oh, you don't need to lie.
No, I'm serious. I mean,
And then she turns to you and motions to her mostly robotic body. You don't need to lie.
Ma'am, well, from an engineering standpoint, you are just a vision.
Oh, well, now I can accept that compliment. took me many years to build myself up like this. Many years indeed.
And then I walk past the space cop.
As
Not
soon
even
as you
acknowledging him.
As soon as you start to turn to face him, he's like, he looks. He's like, you know, I can respect a woman who's willing to throw her weight around like that. Since you have a free evening, or since you have some free time, perhaps we can spend it together. Oh my god, that's great, Doodle. That's great.
How did you draw that so quickly?
I have problems.
Ah,
That's a start point for you, Doodle.
Because I have problems.
jealous as fuck. Just
You need to remember,
lactating out of me.
Doodle has. Oh, that's a visual. Doodle's been drawing for years. You gotta remember that.
Draw that visual.
Don't tempt her. She will. But yeah, it's like, since you have some free time, perhaps we can spend it together. You can spend it, or perhaps I can. Words.
This
sorry.
man's already getting
No.
rizzed up by Barbara by saying nothing.
That's me fucking it up. Since you have some free time, perhaps we can spend it together. I'd like to get
What
to
did
know
you have in mind, cowboy?
Oh my god.
Well, I don't really think there's many restaurants open in a city in the midst of war, but I'm sure we can find something to eat.
Maybe Applebee's?
Applebee's did not survive into the space age, I'm afraid.
What about Waffle House?
Well, of course,
What's the point of even living?
of course, there's Waffle House.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh.
No, you want to know what it needs? It needs Hooters.
Hooters.
Space Hooters.
Splicer Hooters.
Oh no.
Looters.
Looters.
Fanboy Hooters.
Looters.
Do you know what splooting actually is?
Nope.
It's not as bad as you might think. When an animal lays down where their front legs are in front of them and their back legs are sticking out behind them, that is called splooting.
Oh.
So if
Man, I
like,
do that all the time.
so like front limbs out forward, back limbs stretched out behind them, they're splooted.
I sploot every night. All over my bed.
Gee.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah.
That's so wrong.
So he's asking you out for dinner though.
Oh.
Are you gonna?
You're buying, you got it, Buster.
Max and Torian, what are you gonna do as Barbara walks off with the Pulsar Cowboy?
Probably explore a little bit of this place, but ultimately I think that we should probably head back with the rest of the group.
I mean, you gotta wait for the supplies that are being got together for you now anyway.
Yeah, so it's just gonna be exploring.
Meanwhile, hang on, so, how much longer can you guys go? Because I'm debating doing an episode break here, but still going on Twitch. But for the YouTube end, doing a pause an episode and then coming up again with another episode. Because we've been going for a while now.
Completely up to everyone else.
I think I'm good with only one episode tonight, if that's all right.
I'm good with one episode tonight.
Okay.
I want to keep going, but I understand everybody wants to.
I don't know how long we're gonna go, cause you know I don't have any plans tonight, so it's however long you guys are good to go, basically.
I don't have any plans per se, but I can tell that supper's not that long away.
But
I
anyway.
have work tomorrow, so I can't really
There.
push the limits, unfortunately, tonight.
Oh.
All right, well, let's carry on with the scene for now. So, with that, we're actually gonna cut back over to the other group, T-Dog, Seth, and Hopper. So you two got the stone in place and then started to head back to the splicer half before anything bad could happen. And like, as you guys are walking, T-Dog has basically been filling you in, Seth, on everything that happened. While, like, from his perspective, how... excuse me. How... Words. He's filling you in on how... he pursued the guys who kidnapped Hopper, and as soon as when they stopped to rest for a bit, he jumped out and attacked all of them. He then, after killing them, took Hopper, brought her to a little further along to a spot where there was a opening in the side of the tunnel, and he used the electrical wiring in the walls to like jumpstart her awake again. And how the two of them then began, and how he could feel something calling to him from the nearby mountain. And him and Hopper began heading up there, and that's when a ship full of pulsars landed down right where they had been. And the guy in white was there, he describes what the guy in white looks like, which, yes, literally, the guy he describes is literally who Barbara's talking to right now. So he describes that man to you, and how them and the pulsars had begun he spotted them and began attacking them, but Hopper picked him up and ran up the mountain with him, and they were able to outpace him because they weren't having to deal with the steep terrain of the mountain.
Wait, was Barbara told about him?
In very brief passing, but not in detail. Of what he looked like.
Hopper's the one that described him as this cowboy in white who chased him.
Yeah, you were told that.
He meant a different one.
You could take it as a different one. She just said a cowboy in white.
Max kind of figured that this was the guy anyways, but he didn't mention anything because he didn't want to compromise the
situation. Yeah.
Hey, free dinner though.
Yep.
But and then they made it to the mountain, and they talked to and by that point he had lost consciousness. But when he woke up, he had been given a new body by Darwin. And then Hopper made their disguise from pieces of Chinton armor from people on the mountain who are bug splicers. Meaning, yes, that armor is made from people's skin.
Oh, so she's like the assassin bug that uses the corpses of ants on their body.
Exactly. It's just the shedded exoskeletons of bug people.
Jesus.
It was asked for permission. I didn't kill nobody.
And then they made them right here.
I do a thing. Sorry. Here you go.
Oh, did you draw another thing?
Yeah.
Well, that happened. Maybe she's getting a discount. She's so considerate. I love it. That's so funny.
God.
That's another star point.
I like that Max looks like a Jedi.
You will pay for my dinner tonight.
Be mindful of your hormones, Barbara.
Yes,
He
be
needs
mindful
double.
of the hormones. The sacred hormones.
This is why we Jedi aren't allowed to fuck.
Yeah, so
Barbara's gonna come down eventually throughout the story like, shit, they're pregnant from who? We don't know.
yeah, so
no.
T-Dog filled you in with the in-depth version of the story, though, Seth.
Yeah, which he's taking all those information, just very, I don't know how he would be feeling, but definitely he is just like, okay, just listening in with that info.
And then, as you're all walking along and arriving back at the, you're in the Splicer territory again, moving along.
Mm-hmm.
You suddenly see the familiar blue zoot suits.
He just stops walking.
You see it's a group of about 6 splicers walking. Their back is to you guys right now.
It's like he's giving them the death stare without them realizing, but he's not gonna stay there for long, but he's gonna try to keep following the others. But he's definitely looking at them, though, like he wants to get rid of them, but he can't right now. So he's being good boy.
Because you do anything else, Hopper's gonna straight up smack you.
Pretty much, yes. But he is so close to just wanting to bite someone's neck off.
And
I'm not even kidding.
they're all sort of talking to each other as they walk, and one of them sort of turns to the side, and you can see he's sort of got a smile as they're like clearly talking about something that's got a chuckle under their breath. And they're like a good distance away, but then they seem to like their peripheral catch a sight of you, and they like turn and look at you and sort of like, you know that thing where like you glance at somebody and then like double take for a moment, and he stops and he looks at you, and the smile drops as he like nudges one of them, and they look over and they all start looking at you, Seth, with a look of recognition, as if
He's
they
just, like,
recognize who you are.
he's like trying to ignore them. He's like really trying to ignore them right now. He is.
Hopper wants to understand why they look like they looking at Seth like they recognize him.
And you see they all seem to be like, one of them starts to reach for his vest, like to reach inside of his vest, and then another one stops them.
There's just like, is he just like again following, and then what is it? Does the helmet have the side eyes appearing? I think it does, right?
It does.
Yeah. Those little tiny eyes are like looking at them, but it's like, imagine someone staring into your soul, but they're not looking at you. It's that type of vibe. Like there's death. If I could describe it, it's like you're getting hunted down. You would get hunted down by something, but it's like restricted.
And then one of them's gonna start to reach for their like inner jacket again, like quickly. Like it looks like he's gonna pull out something. Are you gonna do anything?
Well, his back is faced towards them, right, Seth?
No, you're facing toward them. Their backs were to you, but they've now all turned to face you.
Oh.
You guys are a good distance apart, far enough away that you can't hear what they're saying to each other.
He's gonna inform the others, like, very quietly.
The one who reaches up, you see he pulls out a communication device of some kind. And he starts to talk on it. So so you inform the others of the pulsars up ahead and how they're looking at you guys?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna say it very quietly, like, I think there is some folks looking at us very strangely.
Yeah, those guys in the suits? They're pulsar, right? You don't think they recognize, Bubbles, do they?
I made sure to hide everything about me. I'm very much unrecognizable.
I mean, she's fine. I think I should be fine.
And then they turn and return into the crowd. Or starts to walk away from you guys into the crowd. They look very on edge all of a sudden.
Let's keep trying to find the person in charge.
Alright.
Wait, you guys are looking for Dr. Keith? Because
Who said that?
He's the man in charge.
Okay. I don't know where we're going. Where are we going?
You guys are honestly just wandering around waiting for the others to get back. You weren't doing anything specific.
Okay.
Do you want me to follow out of curiosity?
I mean,
I'm pretty small.
If you want to go see that person, go for it. I do not want to see.
Oh no, she's asking if she should follow the pulsars.
Oh, my bad. Misinterpreted. He's gonna be like, I would rather not make a scene.
Well, I could just keep moving. They seem not to fully acknowledge all of us. We just happen to be walking together.
They were
I could...
looking very odd. I would rather not make a scene.
Well, I'll be quick. I can be quick.
Bubbles, no.
Fine, making me put on a voice now.
No. I don't want another situation happening again.
A situation won't happen if I don't get caught. I'm just simply gonna...
Stupid.
I'm not playing stupid. You're being angry.
I've been angry throughout this whole entire trip. However, though, don't be stupid and get involved with this. As much as I want to kill them, very much so, I can't do anything about it. There's too many of them.
Well, there's only about 5 pulsars there.
Still alive.
Also, that's Starpointorian.
Thanks.
Clearly, from the fact that none of us look like what we're supposed to be, the only reason why they suddenly be on edge is either something's behind us or something of you right now. I don't even look like what I actually am.
I still don't want you doing something stupid to get their attention. As much as you want to snoop, as much as I want to snoop, it's not very smart right now to do that.
Oh. I'm more nervous just standing around here.
I understand that. I am just as nervous as you are.
Let's just try and relax and have some downtime, right?
Yes. Start making a fuss, I'll handle it.
And so, you all start to, chill out. And so, quickly to cover, like, both sides' downtime, you all start to get, like, a vibe for, the respective sides you're on. Generally, people are trying to, like, because you guys are, like, behind the front lines, it's a lot of people either trying to train, rest, or, like, or have downtime, but there's a definite tension of, like, this is kind of a war zone type place, you know what I mean? There's a constant tension on both sides, and this general consensus when you talk to people where both sides are insisting the other side started the fighting when you talk with people. With the cyborgs saying that the splicers started just losing their minds due to their spliced up DNA making them more violent, and the violence just escalated to a point where it was a problem. And the splicers trying to say that the inhuman cyborgs just became very violent and started attacking the splicers with no good reason. And when the fighting broke out, anybody who wasn't a splicer or a cyborg, which was very few, ended up just fleeing the city. And both sides keep talking about, like, oh, we just need to end the fight and then things can start to go back to normal and we can get the corporations back in and it will be fine. Words. On the side of the cyborgs, you do, on occasion, see that they have, like, killed splicers on display in areas that, like, if they were to, more so towards the areas that are closer to the front line. And in the no man's zone, you can see some of this. They've like killed splicers and like hung their bodies from overhanging walkways and lynched them and hung them by their ankles upside down and stuff, with signs on them that say like animal, not human, you know, things like that written on them. Meanwhile, on the splicer end, there's a lot of cases of cyborgs that are like just a robotic brain sitting in a jar. Like, then these are less toward the front line and more towards the back, where they just have like cyborgs who are just their brain in a machine, where all of the the wider machinery that isn't needed to keep them alive has been removed, and they're just sat there watching what's happening around them, being able to see but not speak.
Hopper feels really sad for them. Hopper wants to approach this robotic brain.
There's a few of them that you can see in different areas. Usually when they don't have one alone, they'll have like a group of them. Some of them will still have a humanoid part, so some of them are just basically a brain in a jar with some robotic parts hanging from the bottom. While some of them are like mostly a person, and they've been like gagged and are just like sat to the side with all of their robotic parts having been removed from their body. It's worth noting that the only ones you can find are ones who have like cybernetic parts within their head.
Hopper still wants to approach them because this makes her really sad.
What is she gonna do when she approaches them?
You know, just, you know, like at first, like not really know what to say. Just kind of like crouch. Well, like if they're taller, if she seems to stand taller than them, she will crouch to be either equal or lower. You know? And just kind of like, even though it's not much can be emoted in her disguise, it's almost like she's just trying to like, if there's eyes, right, she would just kind of like look into their eyes and just, you know, try to really not, you know, I obviously cannot telepathically send emotions, but it's in a sense like through the obscurity of her eyes, she's trying to say, like with apologetic eyes, like she's sorry, like, and she does whisper it, you know, to like, she's like sorry that they're in like this is what they became, you know. You know, it obviously is not her fault, but she still feels bad.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
And I think with that might actually be where we'll leave off this session, though. And next session we will explore Barbara's dinner date, as well as a few other things that I have planned.
Yeah, that would be a really hard transition to make after that scene.
The peace negotiations.
I'm so sorry.
I can't wait for this man to like start talking. That's usually how it goes, bro. Let's go. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just waiting for like this man to suddenly drop, like he was trying to hunt down this robot because the package never came by, but she just got away. What a nuisance. But anyway.
Well, fucking got lost in the mail again.
But yeah, did we have you going with the whole bubbles bit for at least a moment?
Oh my god, yes you did. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be really rough.
Oh yeah, I thought it was gonna be really rough.
Guy,
yeah.
Oh my god, this big guy, oh, he's gonna try to really make us like him, and it's just not gonna work out. I'll do my best. I'll try to keep an open mind, but nothing's gonna replace Hopper.
Yeah, no, I was feeling the same way too. I'm like, internally, I'm like, this is not gonna replace Hopper. Like I felt it.
like in a TV show when one of the actors leaves and they try to like replace him with someone cooler, and it's just like, ugh, never works.
Yeah, no, that's what I was feeling. And then the moment I found out, I was like, oh shit, it's her. But then I'm like, internally, I'm like, Death is just very angry right now with everything, so he can't react friendly. He can't act excitedly because he's just pissed about everything.
Is there anything Seth does like?
Yeah.
He likes bacon.
And beer.
Alcohol.
And drugs.
And drunk Kevin Bacon.
And
No.
liquor.
Drunk Kevin Bacon.
I mean, he likes other things. It's just that in this type of situation, I mean, like, he...
And Barbara.
A lot of things
he
he hates are in this area.
Yeah, so why
Like
things
Barbara.
have been pissing him...
No, Barbara's not even in this room. He does not hate Barbara.
No, he does not hate Barbara. He does not like Dr. Keith. He really does not like him, but just how he acts, it just makes him feel like this man just acts like a fucking animal. To him, he's acting like the way that he talks is like the better mentality sort of like conversation, and it really pisses him off. And when he found out about the whole shadow touch ability that he has, it makes him hate him even more. Because he just sounds like I am God. That's like to him what he sees. And he wants to kill him so badly, but he can't do it.
Because he knows that there'll be too many repercussions.
Most of all.
Yeah, no, he knows. Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
It's just that he doesn't want to do something so stupid that's gonna...
I appreciate you holding your claws back.
You mean his teeth?
Because
he wants to bite so bad.
Boy,
yeah, he wants to actually bite him apart.
Boy, oh boy, the original Shadow Space campaign was a whole lot of jumping from planet to planet to planet because, there was a lot of violence that was not being held back in that original campaign.
And Hopper's just screaming.
I don't remember if Seth did a lot of violence on that one, to be honest.
But anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this episode of Shadow Space. And I hope to see you all in the next one.
Alright, take care.
Hello, hello.
The